Well, hello out there. Mike Shoesmith here. PPSIMMONS is very concerned with an outbreak recently in Bigophobia. This is an article from CBS New York. They're calling it Bigorexia. And they're saying it could come with some serious side effects. And we're very concerned here at PPSIMMONS about the phobia that is rising out there against big men, against muscle-bound men. PPSIMMONS is very concerned about this. So we are launching a campaign against bigophobia. They're calling it bigorexia. I mean, what a slanderous phobic term for this phobia against big muscle-bound men. The article says it has often been perceived that women are constantly fixated on their diets. Now a growing number of men have become obsessed with bulking up. See, now they're putting a negative spin on it here, see. The new trend has been called bigorexia. They're calling it bigorexia. All this is a bunch of guys wanting to bulk up and feel good about themselves. That's all it is. Why all the hate against these large muscle-bound men? Why the hate out there calling it bigorexia? What a terrible word. It could come with some serious health consequences. We'll look at. All these serious health consequences have all been debunked. It's not really true, even though the science all points to it. It's not really true that it comes with serious health consequences. I mean, come on. You guys are just bigots and bigophobes, and you guys need to knock this off. It says early in his career, personal trainer Alfonso Moretti was obsessed with building his own muscles. Well, what is wrong with that? Now, this poor guy Alfonso Moretti has been convinced by these bigophobes that it's wrong to do what he's doing. Let's read on here. It takes over your life, he said. Every decision you make becomes the workout and how your body looks. I used to track and weigh every single ounce of food that went in my body. I used to wake up at 3 in the morning to drink protein shakes. I never missed a workout ever, 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 he said. So essentially this had become his lifestyle, right? This was his lifestyle. And people have now convinced him that it's wrong. And we'll show you how they did that in a moment. But this was his lifestyle. And how dare people come against him with their bigophobia and convince him that his lifestyle is wrong. This had become his lifestyle. And it says as many as 45% of men have fallen victim to bigorexia or muscle dysmorphia, according to Dr. Michelle Caroulis, the director of sports and health psychology at the Alder School of Professional Psychology. So now they're bringing in these psychologists, and they're talking these men into believing that their lifestyle is wrong. How dare they? How dare they? This is akin to the civil rights movement and racism. I can remember as young as 13 or 14 looking at some of these muscle magazines, and I was conditioned to think that that's what a man looked like. Big shoulders, big legs, big muscles, and veins everywhere, Moretti said. So what's wrong with that anyway? What's wrong with looking at these muscles on these men and saying, well, that's that's what a man should look like, so I'm going to look like that? What's wrong with that? This is bigophobia at its worst, folks. At its worst, there's a new civil rights movement rising up here against the bigophobes. It says here, the emotional impact can be devastating. Well, of course it can. Of course it can, because it's an emotional issue. It's an emotion-packed issue, and we're going to drive this home emotionally. We're going to forget about the science here that backs up they say it backs up the truth that this is harmful. But we're just gonna ignore that, and we're gonna drive home the emotional impact here, and try and convince as many people as we can to end the bigophobia, because it's wrong. This is a brand new civil rights movement rising up here. It says we see psychological abnormalities, really, including irritability, angry outbursts, which sometimes people would call roid rage. We see depression, sometimes mania. Dr. Cruz says, well, listen, psychological abnormalities, they tried to put these they tried to put this on the homosexual community. Look, my page is refreshing on me here. There we go. They tried to put this on the, I think that the bigophobes are messing with my computer here, honestly. The bigophobes are messing with my computer here. Anyways, this so-called psychologist says we see psychological abnormalities, including irritability, angry outbursts, which sometimes people would call roid rage. You see depression, sometimes mania. The lesbian community has been said about the lesbian community that they suffer from depression, which science, so-called science, has led to cancer rates among lesbians at 50% higher rates than the normal population. Well, what do they know? What do they know? They're trying to put that stuff on us big men, and they're just bigophobes. They're just bigophobes. This is all pseudoscience what we have going on here. This is not reality. In the big man community, we should be just left alone. This is an outrage. The excessive exercising could put men at higher risk for physical injury too. This is all hype and nonsense. The scientists have been saying for decades that the sexual activity in the gay male community it puts them at higher risk for physical injury, but that's just nonsense. That's just nonsense. The scientists can't be right about that. They just can't be, because that would make them homophobes. So when they say we are taking this to a whole new level here with the bigophobes and saying, look, this sentence here which says the excessive exercising can put men at higher risk for physical injury, that's nonsense too, because that's just bigophobia. That can't be right, because you've been saying that about the homosexual male community for decades, and it can't be right about them either. So this can't be right about us either. And then it says, I had a ruptured disc in my neck and it basically paralyzed me on the right side. Maria explained. The injuries caused a bigorexia. Caused by bigorexia can range from muscle strains and stress factors to organ failure. No, that's nonsense. That's just nonsense. This is a healthy lifestyle, and it needs to be embraced by society. And society needs to get off their high horse and embrace this lifestyle with us. We demand big man parades. We demand that. We want that. Let's have it now. Individuals who have bigorexia, a lot of them tend to use supplements, and if you overdose on these supplements without having a balanced diet, you can develop kidney. Well, listen, men have been taking drugs to change themselves into women for a long time now. This is not a problem. I just think this is a lot of hype and over sensationalism. And this needs to stop now. We're calling, PP Simmons is calling on governments around the world to embrace this lifestyle and to put an end to what we see here happening at the bottom. It says here that this disorder, they're calling it a disorder. What a disgrace. What a disgrace to call this activity, this lifestyle, this beautiful, beautiful, loving lifestyle, a disorder. They're calling it a disorder here. What a disgrace. What a disgrace. This disorder is treatable with behavior therapy. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They're saying that we need behavior therapy. If there's any behavior therapy clinics in California to treat this, what they're calling a disorder, we're going to come after you and we're going to shut you down. We're going to shut you down. How dare you think that you can treat this loving lifestyle with behavior therapy? Are you kidding me? PP Simmons is calling for an end to this bigophobia right now, and we want you to join us in this effort to end bigophobia. My name is Mike Shoesmith. Thank you for watching.